You built the SOPs. You've mapped out the automations. Maybe you've even brought in some AI to help. And you're still working 10 plus hours a day, and you're still the one everyone checks with. So if systems were supposed to fix this, why are you still stuck in the middle of everything? I've helped 6, 7, and 8-figure founders build systems into their businesses, and I keep seeing the exact same gap. It's not the systems that are missing. It's what happens after you build them. Stick with me, because by the end of this, I'm going to show you the exact order I use to delegate my way out of my own business. And it's the same method I now use with my clients. Let me take you back to when I started my business. I was doing everything myself. Every single piece of delivery ran through me. So I did what most founders do. I built systems. I wrote the processes down. I got clearer on what needed to happen and when. And do you know what changed? Almost nothing. I still checked everything. I still had my hands on every piece of delivery. The systems existed, but I was still running every single one of them. Here's the thing most founders get wrong about systems. A system is not a document. It's not an automation. It's not even an SOP. Those are just tools that can support a system. A real system has 4 parts: an input, a process, an output, and a feedback loop. Take a sales system as an example. The input is a lead booking a call. The process is your reminder to sequence the call itself, the follow-up. The output is the sale, and the feedback loop is the data. How many calls booked, how many showed, how many bought. Every part of your business works this way, whether you've mapped it or not. Marketing, sales, delivery, finance, 4 core functions, each one with an input, a process, an output, and a feedback loop. But here's what I had to learn the hard way. Mapping the system was never the problem. The problem was I still owned every single one of them. So how did I actually get out from underneath it? I want to show you the exact order, because the order is what most founders get wrong. I started with the admin, the smallest, lowest stakes piece of what I was carrying. I handed it off. And here's what happened. That freed up a small amount of time, just enough time, to properly hand off the next thing, which was a bigger piece of delivery. Handing that off freed up more time again, enough to tackle something bigger still. Marketing came next. And I've handed off a lot of the marketing processes since, but I'm still a clear owner of some of it, including this video where I'm talking right now. Then came management. I now have my own fractional COO and my own business, which happens to be the exact service we provide. You could say I eat my own dog food, metaphorically speaking, or to put it another way, take my own medicine. Each handoff built on the one before it. It's small at the start and bigger as it went. So I call this the flywheel method. You start small on purpose, because small things are easier to hand off cleanly. And every clean handoff frees up just enough time and confidence to take on the next thing, the slightly bigger thing. And that's the flywheel. It doesn't move fast at the start, but it builds on its own momentum. Now, small doesn't always mean easy. Sometimes the smallest thing you can hand off is also the most painful one. There's an old line about eating an elephant. You don't eat it whole, you eat it one bite at a time. So if a process is painful, don't avoid it. Break it down into the smallest possible bite. Hand off that one bite first, and then the next. Small still comes first. It just might be the smallest piece of your biggest problem, not the easiest problem on your list. Now, here's the part that actually makes each handoff stick. One person owns each piece. Not 2 people, not a team in general, one name. There's an old story about 4 people. You've probably heard this one before. It's a classic. Everybody, somebody, anybody, and nobody. There was an important job to be done. Everybody was sure that somebody would do it. Anybody could have done it, but nobody did it. Somebody got angry because it was everybody's job. Everybody thought anybody could do it, but nobody realized that everybody wouldn't do it. And it ended up that everybody blamed somebody when nobody did what anybody could have done. That's what happens to a system when there's no owner. It doesn't fail loudly, it just quietly never gets done. So if you want your business to actually run without you, here's the order. Look at what you're carrying. List it smallest to biggest. Where something's painful, break it into the smallest piece first. Hand off the smallest piece to one named person. Let that handoff free up a little time. Then take the next slightly bigger piece, hand it off the same way. Small, then bigger again. That's the whole method. I used it to get myself out of doing all the delivery, marketing, and management in my own business. And I've since used this same order with founders across completely different industries. The systems were never really the missing piece. The order you hand them off and the ownership is. See you in the next one.